plus K2A upon L. Clear? L to L cancel out, A to A cancel out, and then K equivalent can be written as K1 plus K2 divided by 2. This is the equivalent thermal conductivity for parallel combination. For parallel combination, this is the equivalent thermal conductivity. Since both have the same area, so this area plus this area, the equivalent area is 2A, and both have the same length, so we had considered it as A. And the equivalent thermal conductivity for the combination we had taken as K equivalent 1 upon K1A plus 1 upon L upon K2A. It will cancel out and we will get the result K equivalent is equal to K1 plus K2 divided by 2. So this is about the thermal conductivities and their combinations. Now we will move to the next discussion, that is the convection. Dear students, as in the previous part we had discussed about the process of heat transfer by the conduction, and during the heat transfer of conduction we had considered the molecular vibrations. Means molecules vibrate, and due to the vibrations are transferring from one molecule to another molecule, the temperature of the body or the solid body is going to be rise. Now the next method for the transfer of heat, which is generally observed in liquids and then in gases, that type of heat transfer is called as convection. And in convection, the whole matter is going to be moved from the temperature of higher region to the temperature of lower region, means the molecular displacement will take place, and such type of mode of transfer of heat within a body is called as convection, and the current is called as convectional current. So in this mode of transfer of heat, in this mode of transfer of heat, the whole matter moves from the higher temperature to the lower temperature by the molecular displacement. Generally observed in liquids or gases. So this is the method of transfer of heat through convection. There are two types of convection. Two types of convection process. Dear students, this should be asked for writing the general short notes or anything. The two types of convection process. First is forced convection. Forced convection means we have to do work over the molecule to move in the surrounding. Means a force is applied externally, naturally it will not occur, but when a force is applied, then the transfer of heat takes place, and that is called as forced convection. Just like in case of heater, or in case of blower, or in case of pumps, what happened? The heat transfer a force is provided for the transfer of heat. So it is called as forced convection. So the convection is the process in which heat is transferred from one place to other place by actual transfer of heated material or molecules. A pump by the actual transfer of heated molecules from one part to the other part. Example: heat is transferred by the help of blowers or pump. If by the help of blower or pump heat is transferred, then this is called as forced convection. And second is the natural convection. Natural convection. Natural convection is what you had seen, that the convection taking place while boiling of water, or land breezes or sea breezes, or trade winds from equator to polar regions and polar regions from equator region, or land breezes and sea breezes. When at night the breezes goes from hotter region to colder region, and at daytime from colder region to hotter region. So these type of convections are called as natural convection. So natural convection can be summarized as the process of convection. The process of convection, if the heated material moves due to difference in density. Heated material moves due to differences in the density. If there is the difference in density, and due to density difference, if heat transfer is called as natural convection or free convection. Natural convection or free convection. Example: boiling of water, land and sea breezes, and trade winds. These are the examples of natural convection. So convection processes are of two types, that is natural convection and forced convection. Now moving to the next topic, that is the last topic of transfer of heat, that is radiation, and which is very much important also. So this is the next mode of heat transfer, that is radiation. And in this mode of heat transfer, the heat is transmitted from one part to the another part, either in the form of thermal radiations or in the form of radiant energy, or only by simply radiations. Means, just like the way in which there is the sun is glowing, and the heat from the sun is coming to the earth by the way of thermal radiation. Or you are standing in the front of the fire, and you are imagining heat or experiencing the hotness of the fire at a distance. It's due to the radiation process. Means, if the heat is transferred through the medium without heating the medium. The heat is transferred without the heating the medium, or medium is not required for that also, it transferred through space also. Such type of heat transfer is called as radiation. So we can define the radiation as mode of heat transfer, mode of heat transfer from one place to the other place by transferring of radiant energy, or simply by radiations. Radiant energy or simply by radiations. Clear? So this type of heat transfer is called as radiation. Radiation has two meaning here. Radiation has two meanings here. First thing we can say that by which the energy is emitted by a body is transmitted in a space and falls on the another body. Transmitted by space and falls on another body. Example: heat radiated by sun. Heat radiated by sun means whatever the heat radiated by sun, it transfer from the space and comes to the another body, and that body will experience the heat radiated by the sun. And the second one is transmitted by the body itself through a medium without heating the intervening medium. Means it moves through the medium without hitting the medium. These are the two ways or two meanings of radiations. So certain terms which are related to radiation. First one is thermal radiation. Thermal radiations. Thermal radiations means a part of the electromagnetic spectrum which provides us the heat, that is infrared radiation. That radiation has the capability to heat any substance or any hot body emits that radiation, that is infrared radiation, which has the tendency to having to carry the heat or having the hotness. So the electromagnetic radiation emitted by a body by the virtue of its temperature, electromagnetic radiation radiations emitted by the body by virtue of its temperature. Electromagnetic radiations emitted by the body by a body by virtue of its temperature is called thermal radiation. Example: heat radiated by the radiation by red hot iron. Radiation by red hot iron, or radiation by a filament of bulb. These are the radiations that are called as thermal radiations. Now, in radiation, since we are talking about the electromagnetic radiations and the radiations, all things we are talking, so here it is obvious to discuss about the color of the body, because as we had studied in physics that when the electromagnetic radiations falls on a body, then certain part of that radiations is being absorbed by the body, and certain part is being reflected. So whatever the part reflected by the body, that color of the electromagnetic spectrum we usually observe, and that will be the color of the body. Suppose any object is looking yellow, then it means that body had absorbed all the radiations from the electromagnetic radiations and only reflected the yellow color. So the yellow color of that body is being seems to us that the body has the color yellow, and rest of the radiations which had been absorbed by the body, that increases the temperature of the body, and that is the heat absorbed by the body. So color of the body we want to discuss. Now, when thermal radiation falls on some other body, it may be perfectly reflected and partly absorbed. The amount of heat of the body absorbed by the radiation depends on the color of the body. The color of the object shows. So, color of the body is, we can say that the radiations which are reflected by the body is the color of the body, and rest of the radiations are absorbed by it as heat. So whatever the radiations it is reflected is the color of the body, and the rest of the radiations which had been absorbed is absorbed as the heat of the body. Now, regarding that, we will have to discuss black body radiation. So what is a black body? Okay, a black body is that body which absorbs all the radiations which are falling on that body, and the radiations which are radiated by that black body is called as black body radiation. So a black body is considered as an ideal absorber and an ideal radiator also. So, and in this universe there is no body which is ideal black body. Some part is being reflected from the body also. So even the kajal which we used to put in our eyes is an ideal black body considered, and also it reflects 0.01% of radiations which are falling on it. So we can say that a body that absorbs all the radiations falling on it, a body that absorbs all the radiations falling on it is called a black body. All the radiations falling on it, that body is called as the black body. It emits the radiations at the fastest rate. It emits the radiations at fastest rate. It emits the radiations at fastest rate. The radiations emitted by a black body is known as black body radiation. The radiations emitted by a black body is called as black body radiation. The emissions that are emitted by a black body is called as black body radiations. So it is called as ideal radiator. Black body is called as ideal radiator. So whatever the radiations which are emitted by the black body absorbed, suppose there is a black body, look at here, this is a black body. So whatever the radiations which are falling over it absorbs all the radiations and emits it at the fastest rate. It absorbs and then emits. Okay. So whatever the radiations which are falling on the black body, if the black body is radiating all the radiations, then this is called as ideal black body. Now certain terms which are related to black body we will discuss, and the first one is we discuss absorptive power. Absorptive power. Clear? So we will discuss about absorptive power. So absorptive power, it is the ratio of amount of thermal radiations absorbed by a body to the thermal radiations incident on that body. And absorptive power can be noted as EA, and it is the ratio of amount of thermal radiations absorbed to the thermal radiations incident on that body. Whatever the thermal, it is the ratio of absorbed thermal radiation upon the thermal radiations incident on that body, and this ratio is called as absorptive power. Now next we will discuss about emissive power. So dear students, emissive power, emissive power, it is defined as the amount of radiant energy per unit time per unit surface area. Means if there is a given surface area having unit surface area in unit interval of time, as much of energy radiated by that surface area, then that is called as the emissive power. Now we will discuss about emissivity. Emissivity. Emissivity, and it can be defined as the ratio of energy radiated by a body. It is the ratio of energy emitted by a body to the energy emitted by the black body at same temperature. So emissivity, it can be denoted by E upon capital A. E is what? Energy emitted by a body, and it is what? Energy emitted by a black body. Energy emitted by a black body. So this ratio is called as emissivity. Now certain laws related to black body radiation we will discuss. So first law is Stephens-Boltzmann law. Stephens Boltzmann's law. So what does this law says? That Stephen-Boltzmann's law said that okay, total energy emitted per second by a unit area of the body is proportional to fourth power of absolute temperature. Total energy emitted by a body per unit area that is total energy emitted by a body per unit area per second is proportional to fourth power of absolute temperature. Fourth power of absolute temperature. So total energy E is given as or you can say that E is equal to sigma T to the power 4. Clear? And sigma is called as universal constant, Stephen-Boltzmann constant. Sigma is equal to Stephen-Boltzmann constant, and its value is what? Its value is equal to 5.735 into 10 to the power minus 5 watt per meter square per Kelvin to the power 4. Watt per meter square per Kelvin to the power 4. And if it is not the perfectly black body, then it can be written as E is equal to emissivity E sigma. If body is not a perfect body, then it can be written as emissivity sigma T to the power 4. So this is Stephen-Boltzmann law for total energy emitted, and it says that the total energy emitted is directly proportional to the fourth power of absolute temperature, and its value is given like that. Now we will discuss about Wien's displacement law. So dear students, Wien's displacement law states that Wien's displacement law states that for the wavelength for the wavelength lambda m, the energy radiated by a black body is maximum for the wavelength lambda m. The energy radiated by a black body is maximum, is inversely proportional to absolute is inversely proportional to absolute temperature, and we can say that lambda m is inversely proportional to 1 upon T. And for the proportionality constant, there is a constant that is called as B. So we can write it as B upon T, or B can be written as lambda m into T, where B is equal to Wien's constant. B is equal to what? Wien's constant, and its value is what? Its value is 2.3 into 10 to the power minus 2.3 in 2.9 into 10 to the power minus 3. 2.9 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter per Kelvin. Clear? Meter Kelvin. Wavelength in meter, and so it is the value of Wien's constant. So Wien's displacement law states that for the wavelength, the energy radiated by black body is maximum, and it is inversely proportional to absolute temperature. Now the next discussion is Newton's law of cooling. Newton's law of cooling. So dear students, what does the Newton law of cooling says? Newton's law of cooling says that the rate of cooling of a body is directly proportional to the temperature difference between the body and its surrounding. If the temperature difference is same, very small, if the temperature difference is very small. So rate of change of temperature, rate of cooling of a body, rate of cooling of a body, rate of cooling of a body is directly proportional to the temperature, directly proportional to the temperature difference between the body and the surrounding, provided that the temperature difference is very small. So Newton's law of cooling says that rate of cooling of a body, as it is stated that Newton's law of cooling, So Newton's law of cooling says that rate of cooling of a body is directly proportional to the temperature difference between the body and the surrounding. Temperature difference between the body and the surrounding, provided that the temperature difference is same. And since it is the loss of heat, it is cooling, so loss of heat, so it can be written as dq upon dt. dq upon dt is directly proportional to T minus T naught, is directly proportional to what? T minus T naught. That is the, this is the temperature of the body and this is the temperature of the surrounding. So temperature difference between the body, this is temperature of body, and temperature of between the, means temperature of the body is more and temperature of the surrounding is less. So the body emits the heat to the surrounding. The body emits the heat to the surrounding and the body cools down. Body cools down due to the emission of its temperature to the surrounding. So it is loss of heat. So it is loss of heat, and loss of heat which is indicated by, which is indicated by negative sign. Since it is loss of heat, so it is represented by negative sign, and it can be written as minus dq by dt, minus dq upon dt is equal to k T minus T naught. This is all about Newton's law of cooling. So this is all about this chapter, student. Theoretical part of this chapter is over now, and now in the next video we will discuss about some numericals based on the today's discussion. So that's all for today, students. Thank you. Have a nice day.